All right, that show was awesome. The dollar boxes were insane. Basically, all but 2 cards that I bought are going to ComC live auction. I've been talking about that quite a bit, but this was insane. $1 boxes of game used, like very notable players, just insane. Tons of deals. I got some slabs. I can't even comprehend. Like, I got PSA 10 Lamar Jackson for 15 bucks. Marv PSA 10, that was 40. Just amazing stuff. Game used patches for $1, manufactured patches for $1. CJ Stroud, insane. I can't wait to get home and show you all everything I got. So this show was crowded, every table sold out. I got there 5 minutes after it opened, and I could not find any parking. I had to park on the street, which I've never ever had to do. They even had to open up a bar area beyond this room to get more dealers in. It was crazy, awesome show. Can't wait to show you everything that I got. Kind of going in reverse order here. These were some of my last pickups. Got this nasty John Lynch Super Bowl stamp. I was talking to the dealer about it. I like that it has the stamp on it. Just makes it look way better. That Marv that I had in the intro for 40 bucks. I love the yellow reactives. They just have that gold vibe. And I got this cheap Lamar. Again, I'm sending this stuff to live auction. I've been studying this stuff for a couple of weeks now at this point. This Griffey, I think at 5 bucks basically is what I got it at. I think is an easy sell. This was an awesome dollar box that I found all game used stuff. This is even like half of all the patches that I got. Mike Allstott game used patch for $1. Just crazy. Jamal Anderson game used patch for $1. I could not believe that these, I mean, he had like price tags. It seems like maybe he was moving out of older inventory, and this was just all in the dollar box. This is all kind of priced $2 to $4, but he said everything in here $1. And I went through the whole box, and I was like, man, these game used patches would go great at auction. Even if they don't, I'm gonna send these to ComC. It's gonna cost me 40 cents to upload. I'm into these cards at $1.40 a piece. You don't think I can sell these for $2 on ComC? Just stupid easy money, I think. Little Thomas Jones rookie. I'm even doing baseball. Freddie Freeman game used patch for $1.50 all in. Mookie Betts I can't. I have no words. Here's some more from that lot. Terrell Owens game used patch for $1. That's just insane to me. I couldn't believe it. These are even better. Dante Culpepper. I think there were 2 of them. Dante Culpepper. I couldn't find out in the text. It's actually on the front of the card. But Dante Culpepper game used patch. Pretty crazy. $1 all day, every day. Another Dante Culpepper game used there. This stuff was just insane. Also a little JJ McCarthy there. Here's another fun stack. I don't even know who Reggie Jackson is. I was born in 94, all right? John Elway, game used patch. That was, I'm into these cards for about $2.50 on this stack. Steve Young, game used patch, number to 100. Brock Bowers, sure, why not? Jamar Chase, this one's numbered. I don't think it's from any specific game or event, whatever. Fred Warner, I adore that guy. I love the way that he plays. Jason Taylor, I think that's numbered like 60-ish. Game used. Tony Gonzalez, I think this one's numbered, yep, to $2.99. Again, I'm into these for about $2.50. Bought 15 cards for $35. Little AJ Brown, I don't think that one's from any specific event. It's not, that's all right. Little CJ Stroud again. I'm sending these to ComC. I'll be into these cards, $3 all in. John Lynch, I think that was player worn. Nothing too crazy, but a cool orange jersey for the Bucks. This was crazy. Andre Johnson, game used patch. Again, into these, if I send a ComC for $3, you don't think I can make money on these? Come on, get out of here. All right, I'll admit, this is maybe where I went a little bit too crazy. I bought a ton of baseball manufactured patches. Gaby, why are you buying baseball and manufactured patches? Again, I've been watching these live auctions. These do really well. It doesn't seem to matter that it's, a 70th anniversary little plate. There was a USA flag in there. I'm just pulling out some of the bigger names here. I feel like I can't go wrong sending these to auctions. We'll talk about all my pickups here. I'll show you a couple big boys that I did not show you. Let's jump to it. All right, back from the show. I spent about $500. That's what I took. I think I had maybe like $510. So I spent everything. 2 cards basically took up my entire budget outside of everything that you saw. I didn't show these in the little monologue here, but we'll run through them now. First deal of the day, $300 for the pair on the DJ Lagways. I just thought that was a good deal compared to what's out there and available. So the base auto had stickered for $150. In my head, I'm into this at $100. I'm into this at $200. Like I think that makes sense. Maybe take $25 off both. I don't know. I like kind of the whole numbers. But DJ Lagway, I like being in at 100 because the next cheapest on eBay is 200. Like, don't tell me what last comp is. I don't care if there's a comp at $80. I'm buying all the DJ Lagway at $100 because the next cheapest is 200. I don't care about last comp. What is the next cheapest that someone's gonna have to buy if they want the card, right? So miss me with all the, oh, it's a last comp of $80, Gaby. No, I don't care. $150 stickered, down to 100, I'll say. And then the fuchsia right here for 200. This was interesting. One, I thought it was a fine price. Like I felt like I could get a bundle deal on the two of them. But this is interesting because the fuchsia's numbered to 100 here. All the other fuchsias are to 150. I tweeted about this. A couple people were like, yeah, his Dylan was like his refractor autos are to 199, which I think they're normally at 299 now. And then Bart Starr cards, gosh, I'm blanking on his name, but he showed me a Quinshon Judkins was numbered to 99, which was crazy on the fuchsia. So I don't know what's up with that. Like they specifically like stamped these cards to a lower serial number. So it's kind of weird. It's not going to be friendly for comps because the best pinks are at that 100 numbering, but whatever. I like that pickup for 300. Don't tell me about comps. I don't care. Again, I got this John Lynch. I liked this one because there was one sitting at like $75, and I thought 40 was just a pretty solid price. I really liked this Marv Harrison Jr. So I figured I wanted to be at 40 at this. So always try to bundle, right? When you know, I don't like to negotiate. But I'm like, hey, like, would you take 80 on these two? And he's like, yep, totally fine. Like that's I'm never gonna be like, no, whatever. So I don't like the back and forth game. I'm not coin flipping you. I'm not rock, paper, scissoring. I'm not doing any of that. So the John Lynch on-card auto, just sick with the stamp. So again, I saw one at 75, and I was like, all right, I got room at 40, right? I think I could sell it for 60. And then this Marv, I think, will go to the marquee auction. So I talked about it a couple times. I should probably explain more. So ComC Live, it's just like eBay. It's on eBay Live, and ComC runs. Right now they're doing 2 streams a day, usually in the morning and the evening. And it's been very interesting to just learn that market and see what's going on. Like it's fascinating to me what kind of cards move and just the instantaneous sale, right? And just, I don't know, it's different with live selling. I tried Whatnot, didn't like it. I'll never go back on that platform again. And I don't have the time to like set up and, all right, let's run a 2-hour show and sell, you know. I just like to list it on eBay, list it on ComC, forget about it, right? But the marquee auctions are their $50 and above. So you pay $5, they'll run it, and whatever happens, happens. So I think that's what I'm going to do on this one. I feel okay about that. So otherwise, you pay $1 to submit the card to live auction. And then now, as of like last week, they have a $2 minimum transaction fee. So you're basically, no matter what, paying $3 to run a card. You're paying the $1 to submit it, and then the $2 transaction fee on the back end. So kind of changes some things here, but like this Ken Griffey, so let's say I'm into it for $5. I'm paying $1 to submit it. I'm paying $1 to submit it to ComC just to sell on their platform. I'm submitting it to auction for $1, and then I'll have $2 of a transaction fee. So I'm into this card for $9. I think this sells for like 12 or 15 on live auction. Otherwise, it'd be tough to move. Maybe it just sells on ComC straight up. I don't even have to send it to auction. So now I'm just into this card for $6, and I sell it for 10 or 12 anyways, right? So a lot of different ways to sell on ComC. You could go live auction. You go regular eBay 7-day auction. You could just do straight up buy it now. So same thing with this Lamar. I think I could get like 30 for this on a live auction. Maybe I just sell it straight up at 25. I'm into it for 16 with that submission fee. You know, make my quick $9-10 and get out of it, right? So those, I like those. So this was the manufactured baseball patch box. He had a $1 box, and he also had a $3 box that I went through. I just picked up this St. Louis Cardinals. I just think it's cool for a team collector. These are the Mother's Day parallels to 50. So at $3, and he was like, the more you buy, the better the deal. So it's stickered out to 31. I got it for 25, and it was just all these patches. Frank Thomas, there's a couple of these. These are doing really well on live sales, and it's Miggy, so I like that one. Vladimir Guerrero, Yordan Alvarez, a little off-centered, even off-centered on the patches. Imagine that. Clayton Kershaw, Francisco Lindor. I don't know. I couldn't tell you much about him, but is he? I think he was being booed not long ago. I don't know. Maybe not. Buster Posey, cool. Tatis, fine. I don't know if he's like super collectible. Clayton Kershaw, and these are just manufactured patches, but I've seen these. So again, I'm gonna be into these for $4. Like I've seen some of them touch like $8, $9, $10. So it's kind of crazy. This is a cool one. Andrew McCutchen, These are just manufactured patches. There's nothing to it. This one's interesting. I don't know, kind of like very caveman-esque. Miggy right here on the 150, the Jackie Robinson, Eddie Matthews, no clue who that is, and Joe Morgan, whatever, I don't know. Nolan Ryan, or Tom, oh, no, I think there's another one. Okay, maybe not. Tom Seaver, whatever. Bob Gibson, cool. A couple of those Frank Thomases. I need to penny sleeve these again because they're kind of falling out. Corey Seager, little Derek Jeter. Like, I find this hard to believe that these won't do well at auction. Salvador Perez, Nolan Arenado. Oh, there's the Nolan Ryan. Like, this Nolan Ryan sells incredibly well on live auctions, so I really like that one. Pedro Martinez, we'll see. And then Ohtani, I saw this one. This was in the dollar box, and I think the cheapest available on eBay is $20. I think it sells for about 10, so that almost pays for half of my lot if I were to just sell this straight up. Again, Ohtani stuff does incredibly well on live auctions, so that's just, again, I've been watching this, I've been studying it, I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. Eye appeal is everything, it's cool stuff. Steve Young, I couldn't find any comps on this when I was looking up, before this video. Number to 100, game used patch from 07 Leaf Limited. I don't know if I showed these. These were thrown in at the end. Vince Young, this is game worn patch, numbered to 299. This is a cool image. I think that's game used. From an authentic jersey, personally worn in an official NFL game. Vernon Davis, you didn't see this one. That's a cool one. This was from the rookie premiere shoot, which is kind of cool. It had like the exact date, 5/20/2006. Nice. I was in 6th grade. Reggie Jackson, game used patch. Sure, why not? Again, John Elway, game used patch. Like, I'm into this so even with the submission fees, I'm into it for $6. I think some old head is going to bid this thing up to $10, right? Brock Bowers, modern prism and patches just do so well. Fred Warner, that's numbered. I don't think I called that out when I was talking. Jamar Chase, and there's the Jason Taylor, numbered to 75. There we go. So, and then more. Tony Gonzalez, game used patch, numbered. Are you crazy? AJ Brown, I talked about all these. John Lynch, that's a nice one. I wonder what this would. I feel like this has got to be closer to $10, right? I don't know, prestige, whatever. But I mean, that dude's a Hall of Famer. And then CJ Stroud, I think that would do pretty well on live auction. So again, just that was my goal going into the day. I'm like, I want to find stuff to send to ComC for live auctions. All but the Lagway, I think I would send. So, and maybe even if I'm, if I sell one of those cards and I'm into the other one for nothing, maybe. JJ McCarthy, I don't know. I think I just wanted a round. I was at the end of the box and I was like, I think I have 14. So JJ McCarthy. Did they make the rated rookie logo even small? Like, I feel like it was more prominent. I'll look it up when I'm editing. But this one's just bananas, man. Game used Mike Allstott. That's crazy, man. Mike Allstott was nasty. Same with Keyshawn Johnson. Game used. Just for $1, I'll buy these all day. And especially going to ComC, it feels so great not having to list all these cards. I can just pay ComC 40 cents to submit all these, and I don't even have to do anything. So that's what's really, like, these are, people always ask, like, Gabe, why do you say, like, perfect ComC card? Like, what does that mean? I'm like, this is what I mean. Keyshawn Johnson game use patch. It's not going to sell in the next month. Probably not. I mean, I could sell this for $3 probably, right? But if I list this for $5, it might take 4 or 5 months to sell, but I'm going to sell it for $4 or $5, So I don't know. It makes sense in my head. Jamal Anderson, boom. This is interesting. I think it's from like an actual ticket, and I don't know if it's like that game. I'd be curious to look into that set. I'll probably do some research. David Boston, all right, and then kind of poo-poo there, but this is from a practice jersey. It says that on the back. Thomas Jones, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't have guessed, I'm not a huge Cardinals fan, but I wouldn't have guessed that Thomas Jones was a Cardinals rookie. Like, I just remember him in the Jets, and he was nasty. This was also from a practice jersey. Jake Plummer, Arizona State guy there. Another Thomas Jones, I think, game used ball. Cool. A little Freddie Freeman right there on the game used. Little Mookie. What is it? Oh, Terrell Owens. Like, that's crazy. Terrell Owens, game used patch for $1. Come on. And then Dante Culpepper, too. Just insane, man. I've been on a $1 box heater. My last 2 shows, you can watch that one. That was a 50-cent box. Tons of Topps Chrome. Just been insane, man. We got to keep this thing going. So that's everything that I picked up. If you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, love you, bye.